Welcome ladies and gents to Cheltenham Racecourse, ahead of today's game of course against Cheltenham. Now, recently we found ourselves in rather thoroughbred form, but we had two big home games against Lincoln and Doncaster in today's catch-up. Now the question is, did we stumble out of the blocks or did we race on to success? Well, let's head into Football Manager 22 and let's find out. In today's catch-up, we start with a Lincoln side looking to inflict revenge on us for our previous meeting. And sadly, this was the case, as they not only scored one, but three, as Ford, Emerson and Shodipo all scored within 20 minutes. Williams did eventually pull one back though, only for Emerson then to score his brace and make it 4-1. Before we were then overcome by Doncaster's mighty sticky combination of Seaman and Doodoo. Okay, enough horsing around ladies and gents. It is of course time for today's game against Cheltenham, and our lineup, as you can see, is a little different here today. So our goalkeeper of course is Oluwayemi in goal. Our backline though is Osu, Adiapan, Connolly and Jenkinson. Now this is because we have quite a few fitness issues. This comes 2 days after the Doncaster game, even giving these guys a day's rest. Most of them are pretty darn tired. Starting in central midfield is Wright and McLean. Yes, McLean I've managed to re-register because today is the day of the transfer market. So we're probably going to have some brand new players coming in for the next episode, hopefully. And today, on the left-hand side, we've got McLean. Now, McLean, he's actually been pestering for some loans away just so he can actually get some game time. Well, hopefully this impresses him. I gave him the old speech, if you want to go, I will sell you, and he did back down. But today, he's managed to get himself in the lineup. So, hopefully he impresses over on that left-hand side. On the right is Lubala, who, of course, is usually on that left-hand side. Norwood in between, with Campbell still up front. Now, as you'll see, Campbell and a couple of us are still tired. So, Campbell himself is in excellent condition, but tired after that last match. And same goes for Lubala. Similar situation, I believe, for Adiapan. Yes, tired after the last match. And Osu is excellent and fit, so that is nice to see. A little bit of match sharpness lacking from Jenkinson though. He struggled last game out, so maybe Carlin will end up coming on for him. But as you'll see from the bench, we have Ornwick, Carlin, Wilson, Allen, Williams, Dyson and Willoughby. Now a couple of them of course are normal starters in Allen and Williams, but a bit too tired to be starting here today. So missing out will be Morgan, Pedder, Mason, Whitley and Shipley. As you can see, 3 of those on really bad conditions, so not going to risk them here today. But without further ado, let's crack on with today's game and let's have a little look at that team sheet. And so, ladies and gents, the team sheets are out here at Cheltenham and they have 6 changes for this game. But the real question is, what are we going to say to the team as we head back into the dressing room? Our assistant is suggesting, I think we need to show everyone that their recent praise is justified after our past 2 games. I don't know what praise he's actually on about. Put on a real show out there. No, I am fed up of our recent bad form. Go out there and put an end to it. Can we do it motivationally? Yes, we can. Bit of pump fist action. Come on. Let's go. Hasn't motivated anyone. Told the lads I'm fed up of it. They're just like, oh, whatever. Whatever, we don't care. You can be fed up as much as you like. We ain't bothered about that, but we'll be bothered if I start selling them off. So, Osu coming down this left-hand side, dispossessed by Jarvis in this opening highlight, which we of course know will not amount to anything. Now Lincoln off to a nice early start against Bradford, so we're not the only ones who are suffering at the hands of Lincoln. Osu, by the way, is going to collect this one. He's going to play it into the back post. Oh, it goes sailing over Norwood's head though. Jenkinson, can he make something of this opportunity? Holds it back to Conley on the halfway line. He finds McLaughlin. McLaughlin, of course, he hasn't played for quite a while. I believe he's only had 1 substitution appearance so far this season, at least in the league. But it's a ball all the way back to Oluwayemi. He plays it over to Adiapan. Adiapan now through to right over to McLean. It does get through. In fact, I thought that might have been intercepted. He's going to pull it back to Osu. Osu's going to run over to the byline, almost kicking out of play. Osu, that was interesting touches, to say the least. Adiapan, though, over to Connolly here in the centre circle. What are we going to do here 5 minutes in as Jenkinson makes a nice little run? Through ball to Labala. Labala, pull it back for Jenkinson, perhaps? No, it's going to be blocked. McLaughlin, Paddy! Oh, that was almost some Paddy power as it goes sailing past the goal. Nice little effort. Nice effort, considering he volleyed that. Paddy McLaughlin showing exactly why at 32 years of age he has not passed it yet. Admittedly, we do use some older players, i.e. Joe Allen. It's like 36, 37 probably in a few months. So he does make Paddy McLaughlin seem a little younger, but it's a ball in. And it's nodded away, and Campbell will try and get a counter-attack going here. As we saw in the previous section, though, Campbell is a little bit tired from that last match. He played in that one, I believe, throughout. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure he played throughout in that one. Thankfully got just enough energy to play here today, but he's probably one of the 3 players who's going to get substituted. Adipan, Labala and Campbell are probably the 3 I'm looking at most to be tiring out and probably need substituting off in this one at some point. But Clayton whips it into the back post. Oh, it's straight at Oluwayemi. Admittedly, there are some players who are also not playing particularly well thus far, so they might trump the tired players. We'll have to see as things go forward, of course. But Oluwayemi trying to build from the back here on the 28th minute. Hoofs it straight up to Humphreys, though. Intercepted at the back. There was a poor Route 1 attempt, and they are now trying one of their own. Adiapan nods it away, though, only as far as Christy Davis. He's going to find John here on the right-hand side. Now it's a ball through to Christy Davis. Christy Davis is going to turn, plays back to John. Heath now over to Burley. Burley on the halfway line. Someone needs to get closing down these players. We had a good opportunity there to get a decent tackle in. Unfortunately, though, we've allowed them to retain possession, and that is where things get dangerous. Christy Davis now down to Jarvis. And thankfully, the shot is a weak one. It goes floating along the floor as Oluwayemi scoops it up. So, James McLean, you asked for game time, and so far you've given us a 6.4. I'm not quite sure, McLean, what you was exactly expecting us to give you game time for, because right now you're not really putting in much of an effort. Horton, though, on this left-hand side will whip one in. Oh, come on, Wright. Why? Why do you do this to me, Wright? Hopefully the ref don't send him off. Thankfully he did not. But they do have a penalty as Jarvis will step up to take this one. Come on, Oluwayemi. Save our bacon, please, Oluwayemi. I beg of you. Oh, so close. It was close. He got the direction right. He just didn't get enough distance. He dove over to the right spot. Just not quite. Just not quite there. Just didn't quite make it far enough over. Jesus, this is a slow highlight. Look at that. Goes floating over his arm. It's 1-0. So, Lincoln 2-0 up in their game after 4 minutes, by the way. 1-1 in the Mansfield game away to Newport County. And same with Notts County at home to Carlisle. But here we are 1-0 down to Chesterfield. No, Cheltenham. Completely different club. We are going to head into the dressing room, have a little go at the lads, because next episode, it doesn't get any easier, of course. Next episode, we are playing our FA Cup third round, which will be against Manchester United at the Old Trafford. So, I think we need to show everyone their recent praise. No, there's been no recent praise, and I'm about to throw a water bottle. I was going to say shout. I didn't know where I was going after that, though. So, point finger. Right. We're not going to win if we don't shoot. It's been really disappointing to watch. Exactly. If we don't shoot at their goal, how do we expect to put the ball in it? So, go out there. Go shoot at the goal and get a goal. Wright is kind of worrying me, though. He's on a yellow card. He's gave away a penalty. But he's one of our fitter players. It's a pain. It really is a pain. I wish Lubala or someone was running around like a maniac right now, but he's not. So, Lubala, in fact, Lubala and Campbell are both struggling. So we're going to go for our good old-fashioned tactic of swapping the two around. Not done that in quite a while, especially with Labala as an inside forward on that left-hand side. And speaking of which, McLean, would you rather I make you a winger instead? Maybe you'd rather just be a winger. So McLean, winger on support. He is left-footed, so it would make a bit more sense. Okay, McLean, you can be our winger. Be a winger on that side instead. So, McLean, we're going to swap you to a winger. Hopefully that gets a little bit more out of you. Right is worrying me way too much, so how are we going to solve that predicament? You know what, Wilson? You can come on. Carlin can come off Jenkinson, who hasn't had the greatest of games. 6-4 for Jenkinson, 6-6 for Wright. Struggling a lot, though, is Sil Campbell on the 6-3 and a 6-2 for McLean, so we do need to keep an eye on those two. I think, in fact, Williams can go over here. Labala, you're swapping back to your original position. I'm sorry, you're going to be absolutely shattered after this one, but we need you on the pitch. So, go out there, go make an impact, and let's get a goal back. We've got 3 solid strikers on now, so if needed, we can go to triple striker. As things are, 1 shot on target from 4. We might need to do just that. Adipan, ball up to Wilson. He finds Norwood inside to Williams. In fact, we can go 4 strikers because Norwood is also a striker. We've got Norwood, we've got Lubala, we've got Campbell, and we've also got Williams. That's the one who can all go up front. It's a ball over to Campbell right now, though. It's a soft header straight at Austin, who's going to hoof it up to Jarvis. It sails over Connolly's head. Carlin will collect it though and plays it back all the way to Oluwayemi. Adiapan trying to build from the back, goes short to Wilson. Now over to Osu. Wilson probably the one who's going to replace Adiapan's spot if he gets sent off. He's probably going to have to drop back there. Not quite sure what we're going to do with the central midfield if that's the case though. We'll worry about that if it happens, of course, though. No need to worry about it right now. It's simply on the yellow card. And let's demand a bit more. I'm going to pause it. We're going to demand some more from the lads because 2 shots on target, as we've gone over, is dismal. So, free kick. Labala goes short. Oh, McLaughlin, was he? I guess not. The ref is saying he wasn't fouled. So that was a nice clean one. Connolly over to Carlin. Carlin from range forces a save from Austin. He turns it away as Burley will click it, kick it even, out for a throwing. Now we've got another highlight. It's with Lubala. He plays it to Osu. Osu back to Wilson. Wilson, he's going to turn and plays it all the way back to Adiapan near the halfway line. You're going the wrong way, my friend. Adiapan, though, plays it up to Wilson. Maybe over to Osu, yes. But he goes back to Adiapan, which was an interesting choice. Thankfully, it's gone back out to Osu, who again then decides to go back to Adiapan. Osu, just go down the wing with the ball and cross it in. Please. Stop going back to Adiapan. You're just burning the clock down for us. Thankfully, he eventually gets it over to Labala, who whips one across. But unfortunately, it has been cleared away. McLaughlin, though, collects it. Plays it back for Connolly. Connolly now over to Carlin. Carlin coming down this right-hand side. What can he do with this bout of possession? He pulls it back for McLaughlin. McLaughlin tries one over the top. It's given straight back to Cheltenham, though, as Freestone is going to try and build from the back. So it's Tastamia even. Ball through to Jarvis. Jarvis 1-on-1 with Oluwayemi. Ladies and gents, the poor run continues against 20th. Cheltenham, 20th. Ay. A trio of bad results thus far. You know what? We're losing it anyway. Let's just go for it. So, you guys, move up there. Let's go. Focus through the middle. Shoot on sight. No, shoot on sight. No, we're at the ball in box. We've got 3 strikers. Time waste, never. Passing directness, slightly more direct. I think we try and play for some set pieces. If we do end up doing crosses, I think whipping them to these 3 is probably the best bet. But as you can see, we're trying to work through the gut, so crosses shouldn't be happening too often. Austin, though, will be hoofing it up for Cheltenham as it's nodded on. Jarvis now will turn and pass its ball through to Cooch. Cooch is now breaking out defence. Thankfully, Oluwayemi pushes it away, but oh, what is this scrappy play? Oluwayemi is going through a rough bout of games. His 6-4 has just jumped up to a 6-7 though, so statistically now he's not doing so bad, but he has been having a rough few games. He's had a rough few games. This is probably his worst spell of the season thus far, and Freestone almost made it worse with a third goal there. Thankfully, offside. Thankfully, it's in the post. And Norwood's on a 6-2 now to go with Campbell's 6-3. Aye. We were in 15th. We slipped there before this episode, of course, with our 2 catch-up games. But we do need to start putting more points on the board. As McLaughlin whips it in. Oh, Adipan, he's at the post. That is reflectant of our past few games, how they've been. Aye. Disappointment. It's a ball over to Blair now here on the right-hand side. What's he going to do? Can he whip in a good cross, or perhaps he's going to go himself? He's just going to take it over to the corner flag and be fouled by Adipan. I think he's trying to get Adipan sent off. I don't know for sure, but it feels like that. It would be beneficial if I read what it was telling me was beneficial. Okay. And now we've conceded a third. Yeah. It's hard. It's a hard time here in York these past few weeks. Yes. Thankfully, though, we of course do have the transfer window. We've got a bit of money to spend as well. I believe we've got 4.6 grand sitting in the bank for wages. And then I want to say about another 5 grand or so in spending money. So we're probably going to turn that into wage bill. Who knows? We'll see who we can get off the books. We are, of course, trying to clear a few players out to try and make room, because we can only register 22 players. And some of the players we've got right now, thankfully, we don't have to register because of age, but eventually we will have to register them because of their age. So we might as well prepare for that situation. It's ball up now, though, as Oluwayemi will scoop it up with 10 seconds remaining. I don't think we're going to pull this one back, ladies and gents. 3-0 down, 10 seconds remain. Adipan plays it over to Osu as the final whistle blows on this rather disappointing game. Did anyone actually do anything in this one? Connolly got himself a 6-9, a 6-8, sorry, a 6-9 for Osu. Campbell was disappointing. Williams, Lubala, Norwood, Wilson, everyone pretty much was disappointing besides Osu and Connolly. So I thank you all for sitting through this rather painful experience with me. Hopefully we can at least try and put up a fight against Manchester United. I don't expect us to win, especially away from home. Admittedly, it's going to be quite good for the gate receipts. That's going to help our bank balance quite a bit as well. But I thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a lovely night, and goodbye.